Hey, good morning, everybody. Sarasota Tim, coming to you from the home base. Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. What are you doing? I put your food over there. You better go get it before the other one eats it all up. Go get it. Go get your food over there. Yeah, I'm just getting up this morning, and oh, that was hard standing up. My knees are still sore from doing that tire work on that camper over there. I read a comment about somebody saying about putting some wax in the front of it. I'll probably try to do that. It's I've tried different products. It's kind of a hard thing to bring up. Got the Crusher here. Me and the Crusher, man. I'm loving that truck. I am. I got some comments from people saying I made a mistake and all that. They don't realize that 4Runner wasn't much more economical than that. It was more for sure. That one drinks more gas, but man, let me tell you, that's 5 times the truck of a 4Runner, even in 2-wheel drive. You don't need 4-wheel drive. Now, I'm talking to people down here in Florida. If you're out there in Arizona, California, Texas, Colorado, Kentucky, and all them places that you're so lucky to be and have a 4-wheel drive to be able to go off and do fun things that I always wanted to do, then heck yeah, for sure. But not here. We don't need no 4-wheel drive. I don't need all that extra weight. And can you imagine what the gas mileage would be on a 4-wheel drive Tundra? So we're just walking around. It's the first day of fall, and man, I don't know how they do it. They just know it. It feels nice. I mean, if it stayed like this year round, I wouldn't complain. I don't need it any cooler, and I don't need it any hotter. What do we got here? I'm over here at the upper deck. Let's take a look at the property here. There's a beautiful marina. What a beautiful, tranquil morning we have here. This is the, I'll stand back here and show you. This is the upper deck area to hang out. Palm trees, coconuts, South Florida, baby. Yesterday going down there to Fort Lauderdale, I thought it was busy up here. Good Lord. There is a lot of people. I mean, I can only imagine it would be like what Manhattan is. God, there was a lot of people. I'm looking around. Let me show you what I'm looking at. Just walking around out here, taking a look-see. You guys know there's a lot of fish down here. Snook. I could be catching them for sure. We were leaving 2 Georges yesterday, Tammy and I, and that big drift boat that's right there, what's it called? Goes out like 3 times a day. Not the Bee Love. Whatever, it's a big fishing boat that takes people out fishing. When they get back, they clean a lot of fish and they throw it in the water, and just like anywhere along all these docks, there is snook, big fish that hang around looking for bait fish. So we're leaving the 2 Georges, and there's a guy, I guess he was one of the mates on the boat, and he's sitting there and he's got his rod in his hand, and I see it looks like he's got a bite. He's feeling something. So I grabbed my phone right away. I was going to video it. And sure enough, he sets up. He hooks up and he's got one. But here's what happens. When you catch a snook, they're very smart. The first thing they do is go around these pilings and start wrapping you. And then your fishing line gets cut. So it didn't last long. Before I could press record, he was cut off. But I was hoping to catch a nice little video of somebody catching a nice fish. Now here's a guy He's out fishing on his kayak. Check him out. Right here. See him? Comes an early riser. Skinning it back there on this calm intracoastal waterway early this morning. Yeah, the guy's fishing over here. People are doing it, man. This is outdoor life here in Florida. I just can't imagine, I talk about it, really living anywhere else. I've moved a few times in my life away from here, and I always come back. She got 3 dogs over there, next door neighbor. 3 of them. So yeah, the marina's looking good. Everything's fine. Here's the upper deck again there. It's an entirely different climate back here with the breeze and everything off the water than it is up there where the wolf pup is. Completely different. And I used to camp, as I've mentioned in other videos, right here that I've named Tight Pants Point. I used to put up a tent years ago, and I kind of, there was nothing here. I own this whole area right here, and I had an easy up, I had lights and everything. I think there's a plug, yeah, right there. And I'd pull my car in right here. I could kick it over here on the upper deck. I was doing some fishing on the dock. And then at the tiki hut over here, this is going back several years. Before that mansion was built over there, and this mansion over here, you can't see too well, were built. That was just a blank field. And then over here, we actually used this lot. It was an open area right there. And we would drive in. It was a big circle, like a big U-shaped. Instead of coming in and out down through here. Of course, when they bought the property and started building on it, you know, we got our property lines to respect now. But back to the tiki hut. Years ago, before these houses were here, we used to throw down, man. In my partying days, we would definitely party, and there would be people here hanging out. And I hung a hammock between these 2 trees over here. And we went and bought, Ted, the owner, we had a stereo system, you wouldn't believe it. I hung a hammock between this one and that one right there. So there was a hammock right here. And then in here, the tiki has pretty much all been the same. We had these big, giant, tall speakers and a stereo system. And there was no limit to how loud we could play it because there was nobody around here. And we'd sit here and there would be, you know, 4 to 10 people at any given night hanging out. We have big fires right here. And once I taught everybody how to use YouTube to play any song you want and then Bluetooth it through, or we actually had hardwired in those days, just a wire to the phone. I don't think the stereo we had was Bluetooth capable, but we had the necessary wire. And all these guys that were here hanging out, a few gals would come by too. They knew music well, better than I do. I've heard every song in the world, but I couldn't tell you the titles of the artists. Some people just, you know, they know all that. So they're like, play this one, play that one. And we'd put it on. It's all this good old classic rock. And man, I'm gonna tell you, more lies have been told standing over there. Yeah, we had a good time. So there's Ted's truck. Got it all covered up. That's for the property here to do, to go to Lowe's and get wood and different things to work on the property here to maintain it. Him and his lady friend Jolene, the two property owners, they absolutely love this place. This is their life. And in New York, they have a similar place. They do the same thing. They just tinker around and they have projects. They have to stay busy. They're just outdoors, building, handsy people. Everything I'm not. But that's their car. That one's going to be sold. That's a Mini. They bought the bigger Mini, the biggie. And that's their two boats. So, yeah, they're good people. Oh, look, here's my buddy. What's up? What's up, Norton? Come here, buddy. You get your food? I know you did. I know you got your food. Look at his hair and everything's coming off. He's a little mangy compared to that other one. Why you let yourself get like that, huh? Nah, he's all right. He's a good one. Oh, man, my knees. It's rough, man. And look, he's following along with me. I really have grown attached to these two cats. I've never been much of a cat person, but they're out there hanging out around the camper door and sitting out front, looking, following me around. They like the attention. Isn't that a beautiful looking tundra? I can't tell you how many of these magnetic grays I see. They're everywhere. But I love my rims. And I want to go to the car wash, I think, this morning and wash it. I think I could use it. You guys like my Crush It tag? Miss Tammy helped me pick out the font. You got all kinds of different fonts you can do. We got that. What are you doing? So, yeah, we'll be hooking up the camper. The trailer hitch here is ready to go. That's the weight distribution hitch. And propane tank is full. The battery's good. And we got our new Goodyear Endurance tires down here. You notice the quietness? It's so mild this morning, I turned the air conditioning off. So, save a couple of pennies on some electricity. I don't know how hot it'll be later today, but I let it run in the summer 24/7 because it gets so hot in there. I don't want it to peel my wallpaper. But I turned it off. And it's nice and quiet around here. This cable I got, this heavy duty 50-foot Mac Daddy 30 amp RV cable, and then I've got my pigtail that's new right here to go into your garage if I come visit you. I can hook up. Or if you don't have any electricity or you don't want to share any, I got a generator, 5,000 watts. It's gonna run, I don't know, this city block around here. I got it made, guys. I just can't wait to get going. I got this backflip here. You guys like it? I'm so happy I didn't get that soft one. What I gotta figure out to do, I brought home some boxes that Tammy's e-bike that I built. I put them in here because the owner, he likes keeping these to put down on the ground when he tinkers. It saves the knees and everything, and also oil drops and stuff on the ground. So I brought these home, and we can cut them up and throw them away if he doesn't want them. I was also thinking about kind of cutting them out and putting them in the floor of the tundra here, but they actually have a bed mat that's $75 or $80. You can buy a cheaper one that I might want to get, because I had to get in there with my knees a couple of times and it was kind of tough. But what I want to do, let me show you how my backflip works. A backflip, you pull these little cables here, and you see I got this 5-gallon bucket that I've got my car wax and stuff. I tie with one of my fancy knots. I got to show you guys my knot tutorials. I mean, I got some good, really good knots. I spent hours watching knots on YouTube, how to tie like a dozen different excellent knots for tying down things, your load, about anything, hanging a hammock, you name it. So I'm going to look for something that I can put in the truck. The generator is going to go back here to kind of secure everything so it doesn't just roll around, spill out like that bucket toppled over the other day and all my wax products and stuff came out of it. But look, you just keep pulling these cables. There's one on each. Just pull it right here. There's one on the other side too. You pull it and then you can just, they're not light. They're not light. There's my junk. And then there's one more, and then that'll go against the cab, but I've got these rubber things here to protect. But when you pull them back, you just simply do it this way. Nice snap. And it does leak. When it rained, you can see water does come down the channels and comes out, you know, a little bit. But it's pretty dry in there. And then there's 2 tubes in the front that they gave me that I put in and actually drilled a couple of holes that are in these little areas that you're supposed to drill out. And I stuck the tubes in there to get the most water that finds its way down these channels, down these tracks right there. Quality, baby. So, yeah, you lock your gate here, and everything's pretty well secure. Yeah, so I got a lot of stuff in here. This is where my this can hold out right here. Do that. In here, these pieces right here, these are long, heavy steel pipes that connect to the trailer hitch. It's part of the weight distribution that these arms, you'll see it when I hook up, I'll demonstrate everything to you, that keep the level, the camper and the truck where there's no sagging down the back. Keeps it nice and level. And I've already, purged everything out of here as the minimalist I am, and got rid of anything that wasn't, do I use you? And got rid of it. We got a couple of Duraflame logs here from last winter that we can burn in a little thing, or we go up to Georgia to LJ. We got some wood up there though. And we're getting excited, man. We're going to be going to Georgia and, I don't know, Pigeon Forge. I don't know. Wherever the front end takes me. I've got family in Louisiana that I haven't seen that I need to go see. They're probably watching me right now saying, yeah, you do. So here's my old cable that I took off. It works perfectly fine, but it's shorter. This is the part that screws into the coach and has that ring so it won't come off. And then here's the other end of the 30 amp connector. It works fine. It looks dirty and everything, but it's fine. But this new one, man, this new one, I got 50 feet. These are mine here. What's that there? These two big ones I think are empty. I'll probably put these in the truck when we go. Then I've got this here. This is where I plan on putting Tammy's bike. This folds down. The tire stays right where it is. This is not a new tire. This is the original tire that came with it. Good enough for a spare. I do want to make sure the air pressure is good in that tire though, like I did the Tundra. And here's my two tires I took off that I want to sell. They're on Marketplace, asking $75 a piece for them. It's $150. I paid $300, well, almost $400 with mounting for these two tires. So they got to be worth that. And they're brand new, but not in the sense of new in age, but they don't have any dry rotting or anything. I just don't want to tow with them and be off somewhere and all I have is one axle. And the main thing I worry about is if you get a flat tire, you don't want the to tear up the metal on your camper before you stop. Or on the other side, the plumbing, you know, the sewer pipe and all that, tear all that out. You ever seen cars on the side of the road? They get a flat tire and it tears up. It just tears up all this metal, you know, if you don't stop. Some people just keep driving, pull over right away if you get a flat. Well, that's about it right now. I am definitely ready for a cup of coffee. I was thinking about going to the 7-Eleven this morning instead of McDonald's. McDonald's has got the 99-cent any size, and I love it. But 7-Eleven, I went there the other day. I'm a member. You got the app with them. They rebuilt all the 7-Elevens in Florida. They're like really nice. You know, these convenience stores from Buc-ee's on down are really nice nowadays. Now, they're not a bargain because, you know, that's the whole thing, convenience. But if you can find good gas prices and you want to, you know, use their app, you can get sodas and Cokes and stuff like that for $1. And sometimes they have other breakfast sandwiches and things you can get for cheap. You just gotta watch. You gotta watch what you're doing. So anyway, how about we go down the road and I'll make you a video later. I've got a review I'm doing today. I received an email to do a review on a power adapter, a power tool accessory plug-in thing. You plug it in the wall and it has 65 watts of available power to charge 6 different things. So it, instead of using, you know, you only have one outlet on your wall, or 2, I should say, up and down. This thing, you plug it in and it has a big box on it with USB-C, USB-A, HDMI, and all this stuff. And you can plug in your phone, your laptop, your rechargeable battery thing like I got, all these, everything, your iPad, all at one time, and get 65 watts of fast charging. So they offered to send it to me. I accepted it because I have all of those devices, even a rechargeable flashlight that I use when I come out of my camper. And you know, you get these bricks that you plug into your wall, and after you put in 2 of them, you don't have any room left. And if you have multiple things you want to charge at one time, or you need to, you're out of outlets and you're out of room. So this thing really fit the ticket, and I like it. So they sent it to me, and I'm going to do a review on it later. And if you have a few things that you want to charge or need to charge all the time, you might want to get one. They're very inexpensive. And we'll show it to you later. We'll make a video and we'll crush it.